Hey everyone, this is One Man Zerg with the UEN.com, and I am with
SCB Rush doing an audio commentary for BratOK and HasuOrb.
And BratOK is often referred to as BratOK. He is a high-level Terran player from Europe, and I'm not quite sure who HasuOb is.
He's like a high-level Protoss player, I think.
But he is a high-level Protoss player according to our Master-in-Chief, SCB Rush. And the game is on Metalopolis, which is a very interesting map to watch, because it has a lot of expansions. It's a 4-player map, and it just really can lead to a very long and extended game, as well as quick games, because it's not that large of a map. And with BratOK spawning at about the 9 o'clock and Hasu spawning at the 3 o'clock, they are cross-positional, which means rushes are going to be a little more difficult to do, but we'll see. We'll see what plays out right here.
The Protoss player is sending out the probe really early to scout here. You can see, yeah, he just finished his pylon a second ago.
Yeah, and if you send out a probe, or if you see a probe coming that early, usually it means the other player is going to go with an aggressive strategy. So the Protoss player, I would expect him to do some kind of earlier push or early aggression strategy to try and hold that Terran player to one base and maybe out-expand him.
Yeah, I think right now there's really not much going on. He just scouts this. Terran player is doing a standard scouting, I believe.
BratOK, if you actually listen to some of Day 9's dailies, which are very interesting and very informative, very good analysis from him, he talks about some of BratOK's Protoss strategies that he uses. So we'll see if he uses it right now. He likes ghosts and he likes marines, and then he likes a somewhat timed push, but he's really very controlled with that strategy. So I'd recommend looking for a BratOK commentary from Day 9 to find out more about that if you're a Terran player and you have a lot of problem with Protoss.
Yeah, I think he is going for a fast gas, I think. Oh, he's got his orbital command, yeah.
Yeah, BratOK, it looks like a pretty normal, pretty standard build right now. He's got his barracks out, he gets 1 marine, and then he's going for a tech lab. He's got the gas mining, so he could go into Reaper now. It's a little late for like a Reaper rush, so to speak, but
yeah. I think the Terran player wants to see what the Protoss player wants to do, or what is he building, before he actually pick his tech choices.
Yeah, and so you can see the Terran player has seen the gateway coming down. He sees the cybernetics core, sees the other gateway. Really pretty standard build. He does, I don't know, does he see the 2 assimilators? If not, it looks like he might be trying to scout him right now. Yeah, he sees that he's going 2 assimilators, so that means he's probably going some tech strategy for sure from the Protoss player. So he's going to expect at least stalkers, if not, some void rays or some kind of robo build.
Yeah, I don't know why the Protoss player is not stopping that observer from scouting his base, because that's very important.
Looks like he's got a proxy pylon over here. But Reaper conveniently notices that proxy pylon. I think that wasn't intentional from BratOK, but definitely very fortunate. Let's see if he's able to knock that down.
I bet HasuOb is pretty pissed right now.
Yeah, I would not want my proxy pylon to be scouted.
You build it and you get scouted right away.
And he has no warp gates, so he's really not going to be able to warp anything in to, fend off this Reaper.
I think it's probably better to build it behind the smoke screen at the back of his base. It's not likely to be scouted. Oh, he actually scouts that. Wow. Just kidding.
Yeah. BratOK is not letting anything get past him. You see that a lot, though, on these maps. They're going to put a proxy pylon out here somewhere.
And build a gateway or a Stargate, most likely.
Yeah, or just build the pylons in multiple locations across the map, and then they're able to reinforce their attacks if they're anywhere on the map, as well as, say the Protoss player is getting pushed on over here, but he can control it. He could use his pylon over here to warp in some zealots to put some pressure on the Terran base. That's something you do see occasionally. Looks like he's got his Void Ray coming out, so he is going to go with an early Void Ray with it waypointed all the way at the Terran base.
Ooh, the Terran has a ghost. That's very powerful against Protoss ground armies. But I'm not sure how it will do against Void Rays, because that's a very technical unit. Because when a Void Ray is being used well, it can be very, very powerful. But at the same time, if it's not used well, then it's not very effective.
Ooh, the Reaper went down over here. Reaper was just scouting the base, so we can see that that BratOK definitely knows that the Void Ray is coming. He is pumping Marines out. I don't know if that's because he sees the Void Ray coming or just naturally because he has the reactor coming. It looks like he'll be okay. You know, he has some 6 Marines there right now.
Okay, right now the Protoss is putting aggression on the Terran player. And, ooh, he's using the structure to charge his Void Ray. That's a very brilliant play by the Protoss player.
Yeah, that Void Ray does a lot more damage when it's charged, so having that charge up will really help him, you know, take out some units. But it looks like he just sees those numbers are a little too great. He does take out a Marine though, so that's pretty nice. And it looks like he didn't take any actual damage, just shield damage on his unit. So it's not bad. 50 minerals, what you gonna do, you know? BratOK looks like he's in a decent amount of control. He's a little bit trapped, but I don't think he's, you know, feeling very nervous right now. He can push back against these units. He's got Marauders to help with the Stalkers. He's got Marines for the Void Rays. It's really pretty balanced army he has right now to handle the situation.
Yeah, there's just you know, back and forth type of action, not really committing to a actual battle.
And he does have a starport on the way, so he might be able to get a Viking out of that. And we see the Protoss player with the Twilight Council, and he just built 2 sentries, so he might, oh, here's the sentries over here. He might be able to wall in the Terran player, or you know, use some Guardian Shield against these Marines, because that really inhibits the Marines' low damage, cuts off 33% of the damage at this point in the game. You see this back and forth with these Void Rays. They're not able to finish off many of these Marines because if they get sucked in too far, then, you know, they meet so much Marine fire that they're not able to continue to push.
Yeah, I think the Protoss player right now is just putting pressure on the Terran, closing his expansion out while expanding his own natural expansion.
Yeah, you can see he's got that Nexus in the works. And the Terran player, although he has the command center in the works, he can't really build anything with it, or he can't move out with it until he can secure outside his base and get outside of his base.
Wow, that Void Ray is super annoying.
Yeah, if you hate Void Rays, you are just like us.
I'm a Terran player, so I'm gonna admit that Void Rays are super annoying to deal with.
Yeah, as a Zerg player, pre-Void Ray nerf of range 7 to range 6, they were extremely annoying. You know that they could take out any building that wasn't within range of your Spore Colony, and the Spore Colony had the same range, so they just move a little bit and take out that other building, and it's just the most annoying thing ever.
The most annoying thing ever. More than any other unit.
And you can see these sentries are just locking down this Terran player here. It's a good use of force field. The Terran player has a larger army. It would take out the Protoss army in a face-up, but if you can't touch it, then you can't take it out, definitely.
And with like 4 sentries, you could just permanently cast force field on the ramp.
And you can see this Terran player is just, he's macroing up with his units. He's got concussive, researched, I don't know, he has stim research, and the Marines do have their shield, so they have 55 hit points now, which makes them a lot more robust and a lot more able to take hits and continue to fight. And it looks like he could just use these medevacs to get out of his base if he wants to. Well, there he goes. He wants to take out these sentries over here, and then, you know, just walk out with the rest of his units. Very simple, very easy.
Ooh, that was a good EMP. He was gonna force field the ramp.
Yeah, and those sentries. Oh, he's got a Templar coming in. Let's see. I think he gets a feedback on a medvac and takes it out.
Yeah,
but
he
then
took out one medvac.
His Templar gets killed. I don't know if feedback was a good choice. I don't know if he has. Oh, he's researching Storm, so did the best he could with the Templar. And you can see BratOK is just stimming his troops, bringing him across the map. He's got medevac support.
Terran army right now.
Yeah,